After weeks of testimony and drawn-out deliberations, the jury has reached a verdict in the case. Let's go live now to the Carroll County Courthouse, where ABC 57's Annie Kate is ready to tell us what the jury has decided. Annie, this is huge news. What can you tell us?
Julianne, this is huge news. I will not wait any longer. Guilty on all charges. Richard Allen faced 4 charges in this trial, 2 murder trials and 2 charges and 2 felony murder charges, all 4 guilty. We anticipate a press conference soon. It seems to be getting ready to stage up behind me. I will be here for that. There is a lot of emotion in this crowd right now. As soon as we saw lawyers and family members coming towards the courthouse, everyone rushed towards the front of the courthouse to find out what this answer is. And we had a pool reporter come out with a piece of paper, and on that piece of paper it just said guilty, 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 guilty. Everyone got their answer. I heard the crowd erupt in some shouts, some clapping, those who are happy about this verdict, of course. Lots of tears out here. It's very emotional. It's very tense, but we are going to really process this over the course of the night and tomorrow and for the weeks and definitely years to come. This has been an unprecedented trial in so many ways, and we'll keep you on top of this. I will be right here in Delphi learning more, getting reaction about this verdict. But Julianne, right now all I can tell you is guilty on all charges. Richard Allen was found guilty on all charges. Reporting live in Delphi, I'm Annie Kate, ABC 57 News.
Wow, Annie, thank you for your reporting.
It is a wide range of emotions, Julianne, the full spectrum too, and guilty on all 4 counts against Richard Allen. Now, it's the 20th day since opening statements began in this trial. The jury was approaching its 20th hour of deliberations, but we're finally here. The verdict is in. Allen has been found guilty, and he goes back behind prison bars. We're a few months short of the 8-year anniversary of the murder of Abby Williams and Libby German. It's been a case that has gripped the community and the nation since the girls first disappeared February 13th, 2017. Only 12 members of the media and 14 members of the public were permitted inside as the jury read its verdict. Allen facing 2 counts of murder and 2 counts of felony murder. Found guilty for all 4 charges. The girl's family is immediately emotional, I'm told, hugging briefly outside the courthouse before leaving. A bit later, Indiana State Police troopers announced Special Judge Fran Gull has not lifted the gag order yet, so there would be no public comments made at this time from the prosecution or law enforcement. As the crowd waited for an answer, I caught up with the Murder Sheet podcasters who have been in the courtroom every day and asked for their analysis of the evidence presented in this trial.
This is a case that lacks perhaps that one smoking gun, so to speak, that big bombshell piece of evidence, the DNA tying someone to a crime scene. That being said, the totality of evidence, all of the little small pebbles that stack up to a larger weight, seems pretty overwhelming in this case, and I think the prosecution did a generally good job of piecing that together, building a foundation of fact, and then putting all of that all together.
Allen's wife and mother devastated. Now, an appeal is definitely expected from Allen's representation. His sentencing is set for December 20th here in Carroll County at 9 a.m. Reporting live in Delphi with this breaking news, I'm Annie Kate, ABC 57 News. 17 days of testimony, more than 60 witnesses, hundreds of trial exhibits, and after nearly 20 hours of deliberations, the jury has come back with a unanimous decision. Richard Allen is guilty on all charges. It was explosive outside the courthouse when the news came in. People yelling, applauding, crying, and we expected to have a news conference with the prosecution, but then quickly learned that would not be happening today.
Judge Gull has not lifted the gag order, so we're not going to be able to make any type of public statement at this point. We'll be looking forward to having something scheduled a month from now following sentencing. So with that, that's all that we're going to be able to say at this time. So thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
As he says, the gag order is still on, so we will not be getting public comments at this time. Now, the answer is here, and this will not bring the girls back. 13-year-old Abby Williams and 14-year-old Libby German, who were killed almost 8 years ago. But finally having an answer to this cold case, a semblance of closure, can help the Delphi community, tormented by all this attention, start to heal. Allen had 4 charges against him, 1 murder charge for each girl and 1 felony murder charge for each girl. That felony being kidnapping when the girls were forced down the hill before they were murdered. He was found guilty on all 4. Now his family devastated, his team likely to appeal, and his sentencing set for December 20th right here in Carroll County at 9 a.m. And the words that are playing in my head over and over again is, today is the day, Julianne. Those were words that were on a banner outside the courthouse not too long ago. Those were words on a social media post from one of the family members of one of the victims. The suspect in the Delphi murders case has been found guilty. Now, the trial turned to the jury on Thursday, and they were approaching their 20th hour of deliberations when we finally got the word they had reached a verdict. And this is a moment the Delphi community has been waiting for throughout this entire process for almost 8 years now, as local businesses put Abby and Libby's names out on their storefronts, and as the girls' favorite colors, purple and blue, hang up on ribbons all surrounding the courthouse here. 17 days of testimony, more than 60 witnesses, hundreds of trial exhibits, and after almost 20 hours of deliberations, the jury came to their unanimous decision. We're a few months short of the 8-year anniversary of the murder of Abby Williams and Libby German. It's been a case that has gripped the community and the nation since the girls first disappeared February 13th, 2017. Indiana State Police announced Special Judge Fran Gall has not lifted the gag order yet, so there will be no public comments at this time from the prosecution or law enforcement. And that's also why we haven't heard yet from the families of the victims, who I'm told cried tears of joy when the verdict was read. Only 12 members of the media and 14 members of the public were permitted inside as the jury read their verdict. But it was explosive here outside the courthouse when those inside finally emerged.
We got the news outside the courthouse. The people, at least the people around us, let out a big cheer. And there was a lot of relief. I think a number of people had been scared that the jury would not make a decision and that it would be hung. And that would mean that the families and the whole community would have to go through the ordeal of doing all this all over again. So I think there was a lot of relief that the jury reached a verdict.
Allen's wife and mother are devastated. We are definitely expecting some kind of appeal from Allen's representation. His sentencing has been set for December 20th here in Carroll County at 9 a.m. And we are staying on this story. It is not over yet. Live in Delphi, Annie Kate, ABC 57 News.